Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Training and Development Class 4. In last class, we had discussed the difference between training and development. Okay, so in today's class, let us say the training process. So, what are the steps that involved in the training process or maybe the training program? Okay, so as we know, training is a short term process. You can with the help of training you can acquire the knowledge and you can sharp your skills and you can sharp your concept, and you can change your behavior attitude, and also you can increase you can enhance your knowledge in order to enhance the performance of the employee. Training is given that we know already. Okay, let us see the process. Training process, so it basically it's a kind of foundation which provides the company to follow, to organize and to conduct the training program effectively and efficiently. Okay, so in order to compete effectively and efficiently, it is very necessary for an organization to keep its employees well trained and updated. Okay, the first step in training process is the basic one, that is to determine the training needs. Okay, so have you seen any companies who conducts training programs simply? No companies is going to invest simply on the training program. If they have any problem, if there is a necessity to organize a training program, then only they will arrange the training program for its employees. Yes or no? Yes. So here the training need, which is done in two-way. Okay, which is done through two ways. The first one is individual training need, and the second one is group training need. Okay, so here talking about the individual training need, individual training is needed when he failed to meet the standard or the target which is set by the company. Yes, simply we will not provide the training for an individual only when he failed to meet the company's target or the standard which is set by the company. Example, you think that the company has set 10,000 products to sell. Okay, 10,000 product as a target sales per month for each one of you. Think that all of you are working as a salesman. Okay, so your monthly target is 10,000 product, so you need to sell 10,000 product per month. So some of you fail to sell, some of you fail to meet the company's target, that is 10,000 product. So you may not able to sell 10,000 product. Maybe you will say, let's say you have sold only a 9,000 product. Okay, so here you're not meeting the company's expectation. So in this case, the company has to find out the reason that why employees are not meeting the company's target sales, why they are not performing the company's, why they are not focusing on the company's target, why they are not meeting the company's target. So when the company will see in this issues, okay, when the company look into the the failure of the employees target, then the company have to make a list of the reasons. Okay, the company has to make the list, the problem list it has to make. So here the failure of the employee's performance, it can be lack of lack of job knowledge. Maybe you may not be knowing how to attract the customer, maybe how to how to make the effective sales, or maybe you might be having a communication skills, how to communicate effectively with the customer, or maybe any of the reasons. Okay, maybe you are not aware of the complete knowledge, you are not having a complete knowledge of the product or the company. Yes, So when the company make all this, list, when the company will find out the reasons behind your failure of the company's failure of your performance, then the company will see whether the training is a solution for solving all these problems or not, whether with the help of the training whether you can solve the problems of an employee. Okay, so maybe if you're if you're having a problem, like if you have a lack of knowledge about the product, or if you have a lack of communication skill, then in that case the company have to arrange a communication or like in the soft skill training program, or maybe the job knowledge training program, or the skill training the company has to organize. Yes, that is how the company will see the individual results, see the company's, see the individual target, whether they are met the company's target or not. If not, so what kind of reasons behind that failure of the employees target, employees performance, then you are going to solve the company's, you're going to solve the employees problem. Okay, so maybe with the help of training program, that is in case of training, individual training need. Okay, so talking about group training need, well, group training is needed when there is changes that happens in the company or maybe in the organization. That changes can be the company, suppose the company may introduce some new technology, or company may adopt new policy or new technology, or etc. It can be anything, whatever the company is going to adopt, or it is going to have a new system, or it is going to introduce a new system in the organization. So to deal with them, so it is necessary to get the knowledge of those systems. So that is what the company will provide the training to all the employees. That is nothing but group. Okay, and also if the company is having the problems, like if there is a if there is a decrease in the production, or maybe if the company is getting the a large number of customer complaints, or if the company is getting huge wastage of materials. Okay, so if the, so etc, so there are many problems. So when the company has having all of these problems, then the company will see whether training is a solution for all these problems or not. Okay, so with the help of these problems, with the help of the training, the company is going to sort out the company's problem. Okay, that is how the company is going to conduct the training program. So the company simply will not invest the training some simply will not invest some money on the training program. Yes, so it will invest, it will conduct, it will arrange the training program only when there is a necessary. Okay, this is all about your training need analysis. I hope you are clear with this point. So once you are done with the identification of training needs, then it is very necessary to design your training program. So here, instructional design is a second step in the training process. Okay, so when we talk about instructional design, it is all about your setting the goals or the objectives, and deciding the methods, and deciding the training materials, and yes, selecting the trainers, and also framing the time schedule for the training program. Okay, so let's see one by one. So when we talk about goals or the training objectives, so without setting the objectives or without having the goals, so we cannot achieve anything, right? So we have to set something, then we have to focus on that to achieve it. So without setting the goals or anything, so we cannot come forward, we cannot achieve anything. Okay, so in that case we can see, as a training, in case of training program, the company must have to frame the training objective. That is nothing but you have to decide what are you gonna achieve. So what you're going to achieve in this training program? Yes, let's take an example. If it is a computer training, okay, forget about computer training. So I will just give an example of your own fest. So last year you had conducted a management fest. So there, what was your goal? Yes, so your goal of the conducting the management fest was to enhance the knowledge of the students. Yes, and to exchange the knowledge or to exchange the information among the participants and to gain the knowledge from them too. Yes or no? That was your objective of the fest. And also you were having the goal to get maximum participants from different places, different colleges. Yes, that was your goal of the management fest. So let's say if it is in computer training, suppose if you're going to conduct a, if you're going to arrange in computer training, so there the objective of training program computer training will be to provide basic knowledge of the computer. Yes, so in computer training what you will get, what you will achieve, maybe to provide the basic knowledge of the training program, uh, training, and also to provide the basic knowledge of the computer, sorry, and to upgrade the students or the participants with the technology or the computer knowledge. Yes, to make students or participants as a masters in computers. Yes or no? That is of your objectives or the goals of your computer training program. So similarly in other training program also, the company has to decide what is going to company will achieve in this training program. Okay, so what is the focus? Okay, what is the target that company has to meet in this particular training program? Yes, that was the objective. Okay, so next talking about the methods of training program. So once after you decide the objectives or the goals, then you have to see the methods. So what methods you're going to adopt to have a training program, to conduct the training program, how you will conduct, so which method, which way you will follow, which way you will adopt to deliver the training program, whether it can be on the job method or maybe it is off the job method. You have lot of, whether you're using a lecturer method, whether you're using classroom training method, or maybe you're using case study method, role play method, a field trip training method, or internship. So there are a lot of training program. Okay, so which is your it is depend upon the training program, it is depend upon the training content what you're going to decide. Okay, that is up to the training program. The next point is about training materials. So here the training materials is all about the training instruments for that particular training program. Let's say if it is a, if you are going to have a computer training, there the training materials of that computer training would be your computers or your computer systems or your monitors, then chairs, and a proper infrastructure facility, I can say the proper boarding facility, I can say maybe a smart board, or maybe a pen, smart pen, or maybe a short notebook. Yes, so all of them we can consider as a training materials. I can just flip chart. So all of them we can PPT presentation or any of that slides. Okay, so all of them we can consider as training materials. So it is up to the training program. If it is a machine operator training program, then you have to see you have to see the training materials as a machines or the equipments. Yes, so there it is depend upon the training program. Okay, and the depend upon the job. Okay, for what job you're going to provide the training program, so and for what content. Okay, it is up to the training program. The next point is about trainers. Yes, so here in order to provide the training, in order to deliver the training content, in order to teach something skill, to give some knowledge about the job or anything, so we need a trainer. So here, so you have to select the trainers here. The trainers can be your supervisors, so here trainers can be your managers or any of them. So here again it is depend on the training program, again it depend on the company. Okay, so here normally you will call the the other you will call the outsiders for your training program as a trainers. Maybe you will call the professors, maybe from the universities, different reputed universities, or maybe different education institutions, or maybe you will call the different officers, industrialists from the other organization, maybe from the other industries. Okay, or maybe you will see the expert, they're available in your company itself. You will see the internal as well as within the organization also you will see, and also the outside the organization also you will see. Suppose if you do not have expert in your organization, then you have to call the externals only. Okay, that is how it is depend on the companies too. Okay, next, talking about time. Okay, here time is all about here. You are framing the schedule, training schedule. That means at what time you are going to have the training program, whether it is a okay, I can say whether it is a morning or whether it is a evening shift, morning shift, evening shift, or maybe afternoon shift. Okay, and also you are seeing the duration of the training program. So how long you're going to deliver the training program. Okay, maybe it is a 1 hour training program, or maybe it is a 2 hour, or maybe half an hour. Okay, maybe and also you are seeing the days. Okay, maybe how many days in a week you're, maybe it's a weekly training or it's a monthly training. Okay, so it is again up, it is depend on the type of the training, type of the job, and also depend on the company. Okay, I can give you my own example. Actually, before I joined to this profession, teaching profession, actually, I was working in a company in Bangalore. So before I joined a company, so there actually I had to undergo a training program there. Actually, yes, I have attended a 1 month of training program there. Actually, my it was like, uh, I had to attend a training program until the afternoon. Then afternoon I had to work in the company. Actually, I think the duration of the training program was like, was yeah, was 9:15 to 12:15 it was. Okay, and there we had some kind of games also we had, and we had some practical, and we had classroom training also, and also we had practical knowledge, practical training also we had. Okay, some kind of activities we had there. Okay, till 12. Then after 12, again we had to go back to work, and we had to and we were given a work there. Okay, we had to work till 5 o'clock. Okay, that was my experience. Okay, so it is depend on the company. Okay, so what type of job you are doing, and also what kind of knowledge you are getting. Okay, so and next, and also these are not, all of these points are very essential to design a training program. And not only this, and also you have to decide the budget. Yes, so without budget you cannot implement anything, right? You need budget. So here, so after deciding all of them, okay, the trainers, training materials, the methods, all of them, so you will get an idea that how much you can invest, and how much cost, how much budget you need to conduct the training program. Yes, for for what methods you're using, whether it is a on the job, whether it is off the job, what kind of training materials you require. Okay, and again you have to invest on that trainers. Again, if you're calling the, you're if you're calling the externals, then again you have to, give a good remuneration for them, and also you have to see the time. So all of them you have to invest, and you have to see the cost. Okay, you have to see the budget, how much budget you require, how much you can invest, whether it is necessary to invest a huge amount on this particular training program or not. Okay, so this is how you in how you design a training program. Okay, I hope you are clear with this you know step. Okay, the next step is about validation. So once after you finish with the second step, that is the uh, instructional design, then you have to validate the training program. So here it's nothing but you are checking the errors. You are verifying the errors in the instructional design. So already you have designed a training program. Again, you have to recheck the instructional design. You have to recheck the designing system. So you have to verify whether all the instructions are proper or not. You have to see the objectives, and whether the objectives are proper or not, what you have said, whether it is enough. And method, talking about method also, you have to see whether the methods are appropriate or not, whether we can adopt that method or not. And also talking about trainers, whether the trainers are having enough knowledge to deliver the training program or not. And talking about the materials also, so you have to recheck the instructional design. You have to see the errors, if there is anything, uh, if there is any errors in that particular instructional design or not. Okay, it's a kind of, you're making the feasible plan. Okay, you are just seeing whether it is feasible or not. Okay, then you have to implement. So before you implement the training program, so what you have to do here in the validation only. Okay, yes, so you have to, so before you implement the training program, so you have a task, you have a work to do. Okay, let me give an example. See, before you launch a new product in the market, so what you will do? Yes, definitely, you have to conduct test. You have to conduct sampling test there. Yes or no? I can say test marketing. So you have to test your product there. So how you will test your product? Maybe you will distribute the free samples. You will, distribute a few products, free products to customers. Okay, without free of cost, and you will just distribute, and you will take their opinion, whether they are happy with that your, whether they are happy with your product or not. Yes, so similarly in the training program also, so before you implement the training program, it is better to have a sampling test here. Okay, so here your sampling test is matlab, you are selecting the few trainees. Okay, trainees are employers. Okay, here employees in your organization. Okay, so here you will select a few employees as a trainees. Okay, trainees, or maybe the participants as a participants. Then you were testing on them. Okay, you were just implementing on them. Okay, you were just testing the samples. You were just implementing all this training program on them. You were taking the few employees as a samples, then you were implementing on them, and you were just providing the training. Then you were just asking them a feedback, how they feel, how they felt, and whether it is whether it is going to meet their expectations or not, whether it is informative for them or not, whether are they happy with that, whether are they happy, or whether they satisfied with your training program or not. So you know with the result of samples, so you will decide the further process whether you can implement or not. Suppose if they are not happy with the training program, suppose if they want something additional in that particular training program, again you can develop it. Again you can see what is necessary to implement, what is necessary to yes, to improve. Okay, how we can improve, and what additional strategy we can use, and what additional additional methods that we can use, okay, to develop the training program. Okay, then again you will work on it, again you will implement. Okay, so once of you receive the good result from the sampling, then you will implement. Okay, next procedure is implementation. So what do you mean by implementation here? Okay, so once you're done with the validation or the sampling test, so it is better to decide where to uh, you know uh, where to conduct the training program. Yes, so before if you're talking about implementation, then you have to decide where you are going to implement your training program. That means whether within the organization or outside the organization. So when we talk about within the organization and outside the organization, so there is a two possibility. Suppose if you do not have a proper, if you have a proper facility, if you have a proper infrastructure facility, and if you have experts in your own organization, then you will, yes, then you will implement, then you will conduct the training program within the organizations. Yes, suppose if you do not have a proper facility to have a to conduct a training program, if you do not have a good infrastructure facility, or maybe you do not have experts in your organizations, okay, then you will conduct the training program outside the organization. You will conduct the training program where you will have a facility to access all the, to access a good infrastructure facility, to access the you know proper training facility. Then you will implement, then you will conduct the training program outside. Yes, so again one more thing here. So when you're going to implement, it is better you should decide all of, it is better you should decide the training decision with the stakeholders of your company. Okay, so you have to communicate this training program, the implementation of training program, with the stakeholders matlab here the managers or the supervisors or the I can say maybe the top level executives, maybe the senior manager, or maybe yeah, your employees. It is very necessary to ask the ask the opinion of the employees. You have to ask the opinion of all the stakeholders that are in the organizations. Okay, so once they agree with the implementation of training program, then you will implement. That means you will conduct the training program. Okay, the next procedure after implementation, evaluation. What do you mean by evaluation? So once after your course, that is MBA, is over, you'll be having an examination to write. Yes or no? Yes, you have exam to write. Why do you have exam? Simply you have exam? No. So here you have exam to know your performance level, to know your knowledge level that you have acquired from the MBA course. How much knowledge you have gained from the MBA course, how well you have understood the concept, how well you have acquired the knowledge or the behavior from the MBA course. So in order to know this, so you'll be having an exam to write. Yes, so once after your exam gets over, then you will get a result. Maybe you might have passed with first class distinction, second class, first rank, second rank. So it is up to your performance. Okay, how well you have written in the examination, so that will decide your uh, performance. Okay, so similarly in the organization also, so uh, once after you implement the training program, okay, so you will have to see the result. So after conducting the training program, you have to see the result. So here evaluation is all about you are seeing the effectiveness of training program, how well you have organized a training program, whether the trainees of the training program are have met the training objectives or not, whether they have acquired the job skills or not, okay, whether they have understood, whether they are happy with the training program or not. So you have to check the result of the training program by comparing the standard objective which is set. So when you organize a training program, you will have an objective. So then once after your training gets over, then you will see the objective, whether the objectives of the training program are met. Okay, suppose if you met, then you will decide that the whatever you have conducted the training program, then it is successful. Okay, you have conducted successfully, suppose if objectives of training program are met. Suppose if not, then you think that whatever you have organized a training program, then it's a waste. So it shows the failure. Yes, so here you will check the effectiveness of the training program or the result of the training program by uh, you know yes, by asking the feedback, by asking the feedback from the trainees or maybe from the participants. Okay, or maybe the by conducting the test, as I told you, once after your course you'll have an exam to write. So similarly in the training program also, so once after your training gets over, then you'll be having a test or exam to write. Okay, I can give you example. Suppose when you attended computer training, so after the computer training is over, then you will have a test, computer test to write, that will decide your performance level or the result of your training program. Yes, so it is not only computer; it can be skill training or soft skill training or communication. The yes, soft skill training. Okay, so that will decide about your performance level. That will decide about your result, or maybe not only conduct the test. No, maybe your conducting the interview, okay, by maybe by having a face-to-face communication with them, face-to-face interaction with the candidates or the participants or the Chinese. So you will ask them directly whether they are having a knowledge after or receiving the training program or not, or maybe you will distribute them a questionnaire. So in that questionnaire, the satisfaction level and also the training contents, everything will be written in form of questions, and according to those questions they have to answer. Okay, so it is up to an organization how they will test the result of the training program. Okay, how they will find out the result, maybe they can ask you like they will collect the feedback through conducting the test or conducting the examination, or maybe uh, conducting the interview, then the assessment, maybe they will assess the result of the training program by distributing the questionnaire. Okay, so here it is up to the training program. The evaluation of training program is must, because companies invest huge amount in these training programs. So it is better they must know the effectiveness of training programs in terms of money. So thus every firm follows the series of the number of procedures to design or maybe to organize a training effective training program, so that serve the purpose for which it was intended. Okay. So I hope you are clear with the concept, that is training process. So we had 5 steps. First step was training need analysis, and second step was instructional design. Third step was validation. Then after validation we had implementation. Then after implementation we had evaluation. Okay. Suppose if you have any doubt, you can ask me directly, and you can yes, uh, you can comment also. And thank you for watching this video lecture, and have a nice day.